Tonight at 5, there are several new laws impacting Hoosiers following Governor Mike Braun's first executive orders. They include the elimination of the diversity, equity, and inclusion in state government.
Our State House reporter Emily Longnecker was in the governor's office as he signed those orders today, and she joins us now to share what this will mean for Hoosiers.
Well, Governor Braun has long said that he wants to run Indiana like a business. He's a businessman, after all. He says today's executive orders follow a theme of providing government that's more efficient, accountable, and transparent. If you work for the state and work remotely, it's time to come back to the office. Governor Braun signed an order Wednesday requiring all state employees to be back working in person by July 1st. And like with anything, Braun said there might be some exceptions.
We believe in the value of in-person collaboration and believe this will foster a stronger, more connected state workforce.
When it comes to working for the state, Braun signed another executive order that calls for examining all positions to see if a degree is necessary to be hired. Hiring managers will also be encouraged to prioritize skill and work experience over a college degree.
I can tell you, in the enterprise I ran for 37 years, some of our best employees were just good at what they wanted to come and do for you.
Braun said the move will attract a wider pool of talent of Hoosiers who want to work for the state. Another executive order calls for state agencies to examine the requirements to get a professional license in Indiana, reducing those requirements when possible.
They're important to make sure there's a certain standard. When they become overbearing, they start to exclude.
The order wouldn't apply to jobs essential to public safety, like law enforcement, healthcare providers, or Hoosiers who work in emergency services. Governor Braun says he'll also be directing state agencies to look at their policies to make sure they align with a 2023 Supreme Court ruling that decided race-conscious college admission policies violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment.
Replacing DEI in government with MEI, merit, excellence, in innovation.
Under this order, the Braun administration has closed the state's Chief Equity, Inclusion, and Opportunity Office, an office created by then Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb in 2020. Under this order, no state agency can require diversity, equity, and inclusion training. State employees are also not required to disclose their pronouns. UIndy political science professor Dr. Laura Merrifield Wilson says Wednesday's executive orders tackle issues we didn't hear a lot during Braun's campaign for governor.
And it's not talking about property tax or about health care. So on one hand, while they're certainly important and they fit where he stands ideologically, I think they're important for Hoosiers to pay attention to because these weren't necessarily the political talking points they heard so much during the campaign. And yet they set that tone for what we can expect to see in the next 4 years with the Braun administration.
Something else you can expect to see in the coming days, Governor Braun's budget proposal. He's set to release details of it tomorrow at the State House. Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
And just a few minutes ago, Indiana Senate Democrats issued a statement that denounces the governor's elimination of DEI initiatives.
Senate Minority Leader Shelley Yoder says in part that eliminating these programs is more than a misstep. It's a deliberate choice to ignore what makes Indiana stronger and more competitive.